Why is nobody talking about Amosu? What and who is Amosu? When people hear the word Amosu, their first thought is usually something negative, something dark or harmful. But in truth, that understanding is very different from what Amosu originally meant in Igbo spirituality. In its pure form, Amosu is not an evil spirit or a wicked person. Amosu simply means someone who is a master of mystical knowledge, a wizard, an expert in spiritual sciences, just like a dibia. In fact, the word Amosu is synonymous to di, which translates to a master, specialist, or an expert. Think of Amosu as someone who has deeply studied and mastered the unseen forces of life. Someone who understands how energy moves, how nature speaks, how spiritual laws operate, so that should a case arise where you have to retaliate their activities, you are fully aware of how to equip yourself with effective measures, not fictional utterances. So now, where did the fear of Amosu come from? There are two main reasons why Amosu has gained a negative reputation. Firstly, colonial influence. Over time, colonization taught many Igbo people to fear anything spiritual that did not align with Western religious ideas. Mystical knowledge was labeled as evil or diabolic, and people began to see powerful spiritual practitioners like Amosu through that lens, even when their work is balanced and based in ancestral knowledge. Now, secondly, the abuse of power. Unfortunately, just like in any field, not everyone uses their gifts responsibly. Some of them also misuse their knowledge, causing harm instead of healing or bringing good to the society. As a result, the name Amosu started to carry fear instead of respect. In such cases where power is used destructively, the person should be referred to as Oboma or Amagba. These terms reflect the negative use of their spiritual knowledge. It is important to also remember that everything in Igbo spirituality has two sides. There is balance in all things. Just as fire can warm or burn, mystical power can heal or harm. It all depends on how it's used. So next time you hear the word Amosu, pause before you judge. Behind the stigma is a history of deep knowledge, spiritual mastery, and the reminder that wisdom, when honored or used constructively, is never something to fear, but instead is something that can be used for the good of the society. All science is based on a foundation of magic. We must keep that in mind as a people if we intend to continue to build long-lasting civilization and not to be swallowed up by others. Tell me in the comments if you're actually convinced that Amosu was never a bad terminology.